might be joking a little bit. He said that you were decked out in green and white. And
Yeah, my underwear, Michigan State, everything. Socks. Probably too much information, huh? Hey, I'm just being honest. Everything. It's a great win. Man, they gave all they had too. They could not have played a better game and lost. That's tough. That's tough. Hey, little brother. It's been all downhill since Mike Hart said that. It's been downhill from there. Hey, it is what it is. Go green.
You bring energy, intensity every night anyway, but do you feed off something like that? I mean, does that get you going?
Absolutely. You just feel good coming into it was a 9 a.m. our time. Start the day like that, you just feel good the rest of the day. So definitely feed off some of that energy.
Draymond, are you able to feel defenses change when you attack the rim like that?
Yeah, you kind of see them reeling to figure out what to do. I noticed that quite a bit when I am attacking the rim. Defense trying to figure out what to do, whether to play the pass. So yeah, I just got to make sure I continue to do that.
The numbers certainly look good. What did you think of your team defense tonight?
I thought our team defense was great. We were very disciplined. I thought we didn't give up back cuts. In that first game against OKC a few days ago, we probably gave up 7 or 8 back cuts. And, that was something that we wanted to take away. I thought we did a very good job of that. I still think we could have cut down on some of the fouls. We were, a couple times we got in the penalty with 5-0 on the fouls. So I think we could have cut back on some of that. But overall, I thought our defense was incredible. And, we got to continue to build on that. Can I also say how satisfying it's been to watch the game of basketball without all those bullshit calls? I'm sorry. I'm not supposed to curse in interviews, right? Can I say how satisfying it is to watch the game without all those terrible calls? That, guys cheating the game and grabbing guys and getting a foul. I've been really enjoyed watching basketball this year. I kind of had stopped watching the NBA a bit because it was just too much flailing and flopping and guys cheating the game and get free throws. So I thought I think that's been great, and I would be remiss if I didn't mention that because I think that's been fantastic. And I think when you look at it, people are starting to show some of the calls where like, no, that is a foul. And the reality is I think it was so far left. And now the refs are adjusting to not making those calls. And maybe you do a couple that should be a foul. But that's all about figuring it out, right? They're a happy medium. But I think they've been incredible. And the game is flowing better. And I think you're seeing much better basketball. You're not seeing 147 to 139. I think I saw the Celtics in Washington went to double overtime today, and the final score was maybe 104 to 102 or something like that. We went to overtime the other day. The final and kudos to the NBA on that. It's been great to see, especially coming from people where they weren't calling that, and you kind of have an appreciation for that to, see while I was over there, the league say, oh, man, we're changing that and actually stick to it and be doing that. It's incredible. So kudos to the league and the referees. It's been great basketball to watch, and I think it's great for our game.
It definitely shows up watching, observing it. Can you feel it on the court? Can you sense it?
You can 100% feel it because you don't have guys just doing the garbage to try to draw fouls anymore. I think this game was turning into who can draw the most fouls, and nobody want to watch that. And you definitely don't want to play in the game like that. So you can feel the difference out there for sure. It's just more pure basketball, and that's great for our game.
Go ahead.
Oh, kind of, since we didn't talk to you the other night, that when Morant came up at midcourt and you, how did that play happen? I mean, was it just an unfortunate collision there?
Oh, well, I was going to foul them to stop their break.
Okay.
Anyway, and I just felt his face, like his face hit my head.
Oh, it did.
And,
Okay.
Yeah. And, you know, Josh's a pretty small guy, you know, so just try to hold him up and not let him go down because his knees was kind of behind him. You know, so he go back and who knows what happened. So
Okay. Thank you.
just try to hold him up, but he fast,
Yeah.
super fast.
Yeah. Thanks for rewinding to that. Sorry, Nick.
It's all good. Following up on the foul stuff, what, as a fan of the game, as somebody who's lived it, because it's been going on now for years, what do you think finally triggered the rule change?
I think there's been a lot. It kind of went left. You know, it's been going on for a while, but every year it starts to gradually get worse and worse. And last year, I think it really reared its ugly head. You know, you started to see playoff games altered by guys. Excuse me. You started to see playoff games altered by guys cheating the game. And that's garbage. So I think watching that changed it. I think also watching the Olympics helped spearhead it as well.
When you saw the way the game has been officiated up to this year, for you as a guy who focuses on defense a lot, does it get in your head that, you know, certain things you can't do because of these things? I mean, how does it play games with your head?
Oh, you did, because you can't. I mean, listen, guys are talented enough. If you can't put a hand on a guy and you're going to get hooked and get a foul call, it's just impossible. Like, guys are fast, strong, athletic, crafty. You have to be able to touch someone a little bit, you know. And so as a defender, it feels great to know that you're kind of getting back to a level playing field.
Draymond, Monty kind of touched on what I was going to ask you. I mean, are you calmer out there because you can play your style, maybe knowing that things have evened out a little bit?
I mean, it helps,
Yeah.
but I don't think it's really made me more calm. I think just being aware and conscious of my emotions has made me more calm.
What do you think is next after this rule shift, which clearly is helping the game get smoother? What would you like to see change the most next on the list?
Being able to slap the ball off the rim. I thought that was great. And I've almost done it like 3 or 4 times this year. So I think that'll add to the game. So let's push for that one next.
Draymond, do you ever think back to James Harden going 24 for 24 from the line one game? Just an absurd amount of how some players have made that a part of their scoring.
Oh, for sure. James is one of the best at it. You know, driving in and drawing fouls on the three-point line. He's one of the best at it. So I definitely remember those games of him going 24 for 24 from the free throw line. And, you know, like I said, when you got a guy that shifty and the moment you touch them, they can hook and you call for a foul, it's impossible to guard. So, but I mean, you started to see a lot of guys master it, but they all learned from James for sure, because he was the master before anybody else ever picked it up. So definitely.
Let's do a couple on Zoom real quick. Anthony Slater.
Yeah, along these same lines, a lot of people think what should be
Hang
next.
on here, Anthony. We're trying to get it off of you. Could go ahead now.
Yeah, along these same lines, what a lot of people think should be next to improve flow is the take foul in transition, you know, eliminating that Euro foul to stop fast breaks. It's something you do use. You used tonight. You mentioned the Morant play. What do you think about that? Should that be legislated out?
I'm all for it. I thought it was great in the Olympics as well. So I'm all for it. But until they change it, I'm going to use it for sure. But if they do change it, you got no complaints from me.
One last one, Mark.
Hey, what's up, Dre? Obviously, Clay is a big part of the team, and you guys are going to need him down the stretch. But without Klay Thompson, how good do you think this team is?
I think we're a pretty good basketball team right now with a lot of room to grow. You got guys that's going to continue to get better. We'll continue to learn each other more. So I think, there's still a lot of room for growth on this team. And, without Klay, we can still be a pretty good team. But with Klay, you're talking a whole different ball game. So we need him back.
One more. Coaches try a lot of these ploys. They show films before games. Sometimes they show boxing matches before games to get guys fired up. Today, football got you going. Is that something you make a practice of doing, or is it something you do occasionally where you watch something and come in with a different beat, different vibe?
No, I'm not really. I'm a very, I like things to be organic. So today we organically kicked their ass, and I organically had a lot of energy. So yeah, I'm not really one to go back and watch something to say, it's gonna get me going. That ain't it. But when Michigan State organically kicks scum ass, I organically fly around the court all night.